Welcome to Humpcast, everybody, the show where a couple of bugs get buzzed and try and juggle 1,000 things. Just kidding, no. And three-way Dutch rudder each other till we come all over the room. But because of social distancing, we have to do it through Zoom. My name's Garrett Lee.
I'm Ryan D.
I'm Ricky C.
And today, we are in a host fuck. I'm still trying to get the hangover of the whole intro juggling thing because levels, and I only have two hands that don't know what they're doing, except for Dutch rotary. And we start off every episode with an alcoholic beverage of some sort. Today's no different. Ricky, what are you drinking?
I got myself a crowler from Modern Times, and this one is filled with a beer called Stencil Crew. It's a double hazy at 8.5%. So it's going to be delish.
That's awesome. Guess what I forgot to do again?
Get beer.
Hit record.
Record on Audacity. We're fine. At least I figured it out pretty early this time.
Yeah,
that's good. Good job.
Nice. Say it again. What beer did you get?
Me?
Yeah, what beer did you get?
Oh, my bad. So this is Stencil Crew from Modern Times at 8.5% hazy, double hazy.
Ooh, okay. I'm in that same boat with you. But I'll go last. Ryan D, what are you drinking?
Nothing. I have no alcohol and no money, and I haven't been to the brewery, so I have no alcohol.
Sick.
Oh man.
So I'm drinking a
Sorry, dog.
drinking a monster that I found in my fridge. So that's all I got.
Nice. I feel like that's. Did you take that monster from my house?
No, I actually last time I went shopping, I bought a case, and this is the last one.
Oh, nice.
But
nice.
yeah, I just I've been pretty tight for alcohol and money right now. But my beer, and it's like, I'll get a growler. I feel bad taking a bunch of beer from the brewery. Like I'll get a growler fill, and then like that shit lasts like a night. It's like between me and Sarah, it's that's 2 glasses each. So.
Yeah, I hear you. How much? So 32 crawlers are 32 ounces, right?
64, the big one.
Oh, okay. So this one's 32 ounces.
Crowlers are usually 32.
Oh, yeah, crowlers are like 32 ounces.
Yeah. So this is actually my first crowler, by the way. I'll delve into why I took this trip a little bit later, but I did make a trip down to Bottle Logic in Anaheim, so you can see that right there. Well. My camera's over here. Just kidding. And this is their Gaia hypothesis. It's also an 8.5 alcohol hazy. See, I actually pulled it up so I can read this too. It is a Boston style hazy double IPA. And I don't know what Boston style is. Maybe Ricky does, but I'll ask him right now. Featuring CTZ, Citra, and Strata hops, a name for the Gaia hypothesis developed by Boston-based American evolutionary theorist, biologist, science author, educator, and science popularizer Valer Margulis, which proposes that living organisms interact with their inorganic surroundings on Earth to form a synergistic and self-regulating complex system that helps them maintain and perpetuate the condition to life on the planet. That's a fucking mouthful, and I don't know why this beer. It doesn't explain why this beer is called that at all. But I picked up 4 big crowlers over there, and this is the one that I wanted to drink on today's show. I guess cheers.
Nice, man. Yeah, cheers.
Cheers.
Think. Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's fucking delicious. Ricky, you might like this too, because it does have a good hoppiness in there, but very juicy, I guess you could call it. There's tropical notes in there. Really nice, clean mouthfeel. You still get a little bit of that hoppiness, which I know you're a big fan of, but there's not enough for me to dislike it. Like I can taste the hops, but it's not like an ashtray in my mouth. It's really nice.
Nice. I think you probably like this one better because it's super smooth. There's like almost zero hoppiness.
This one actually
can't even tell it's like 8.5. It's so smooth.
Yeah, same. This one too. I'll I'm gonna say that actually the hoppiness level kind of reminds me of really some weed, to be honest. But like good weed, like I don't know, smooth weed. I don't know the not
none of that rough shit.
What is that shit the kids called it? Stress.
Yeah.
Does stress still even exist with how popular and legal weed is nowadays?
Oh yeah, I don't think so.
What even was
all fucking like stems and stems and seeds and
like
shit.
The leftover shit.
Yeah. Now they call it shake.
Shake.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Oh, the kids had to change the verbiage.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a little bit more fancier now.
Okay. So I guess we'll talk about what happened over the weekend first and foremost. The reason that I took
you guys have weekends.
I didn't actually know what it was until somebody told me, but apparently it was the weekend. I took a trip down to Garden Grove because I stayed with my best friend and I just needed a little vacation because it was, I think, Friday. Yeah, Friday. We put down my dog.
No.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah. He's now Dusty in the wind.
Oh no! I'm sorry, man. That sucks.
Yeah.
It was really, really difficult on my whole family, to be honest.
Poor
like I'm not gonna linger on it very often, and obviously I'm playing the song more for humor than anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was extremely hard on all of us to kind of have to make this decision. He lived a full fucking life too, by the way. 15.
Go ahead. Sorry, Lemmy's out the yard. I gotta call him.
Okay. Yeah, he lived a full life. I found him in I want to say 2005-ish, and he was already like 1. And yeah, so we've had him this entire time. He just got old, that's just how life works. And he was still, physically pretty okay, but he was just not there at all. He stopped eating. He wasn't able to eat on his own or drink water on his own, or even move, more than like a foot or so. And he's kind of old. Yeah, he was very old, and he was living with my parents, and so it sucks because of social distancing and stuff. Like I haven't been over there as much as I could, and I'm definitely not I'd really minimize how close I get with them. Like I just literally went and I hung out in the backyard with my dog until it was time for him to go. And my sister did that before me too. So yeah, the only other person besides my brother, who is my housemate, that I've seen is Jeanette, and so she offered to just let me kind of come over and just chill out over there and not have to worry about things. Yeah. So I took a trip down there, and then coming back on Monday, I really tried to go to different breweries and stuff, but then it turned out that Brewery X, which is also in Anaheim, which I wanted to hit up that spot, their tap room's closed for right now because of fucking COVID. Because I believe they're not based in Anaheim. That's just a tap room, right, Ricky?
I thought they were based there.
Oh, are they? I thought they were down in like not La Jolla, but like fucking somewhere else. They're Anaheim.
Yeah, I thought it was Anaheim because they have. I mean, that's a tap room. It's gigantic. So okay. I assume it's. I'm pretty sure it's the full brewery there.
Well, I called ahead and they were closed, and then I looked up other spots and they're all closed until.
I'm surprised because they've been doing. Maybe it's only certain days that they do pickups. I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, at least from their phone message, they said they were closed. So I went to. I looked up other spots and they were all gonna not be open until like way later. And so the only place that I really wanted to head to that was open was Bottle Logic, and it was really cool. They have a very, I guess you could call it COVID friendly spot. Like it's cool because you could just kind of roll up, and it's you park, you go to the side of the building. They have a garage door open with like a sort of kiosk set up with plexiglass. And they're all wearing masks. You can see they're all, taking care. They're having, social distancing lines everywhere. But they're super friendly, which I really appreciate because there's a lot of places I've been to, which I get people are hurting, but still not great customer service. I'm like, how are you not aware of like, you know, how this works? I'm like, just be nice to me. And they helped me like completely. There was, you know, I was like, I've never been here. I don't know what kind of beers you have. Just kind of spiel me, I guess you could say, and let me know what you know you like based off of my taste. And I just told them what I liked and stuff, and they recommended these 4. And I was like, that sounds cool. The other one that I tried yesterday while I was grilling was a Japanese rice lager with cherry blossom, and that was fucking amazing.
That sounds crazy.
Yeah, it was one of my favorites.
Was that Bottle Logic?
Yeah, Bottle Logic. But yeah,
they were still doing samples, or you bought like a couple things?
No, I didn't ask, but probably not, because I just figured they wouldn't do samples, to be honest. So they just had their menu on like chalk or dry erase board, like right in front behind their plexiglass, and like I was like, okay, so what's that? And they kind of told me, and they told me like, based off of my thing what I might like. And obviously, the first thing I go to is ABVs. Right. I mean the lager was 5%, but this one's 8.5, and I think I got another 8.5 and a 10.
8.5.
Yeah. The lager was delicious, but I mean, at 5%, I finished the full crowler, and I was like, all right, whatever. I feel all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you guys? I mean, that was me. It wasn't that depressing. Like it was sad. Obviously, very hard. This is actually the first time I can remember my dad actually crying, which kind of sucked. I was like, oh
wow. Yeah, it's
like,
so crazy. I mean, like, it wasn't until you told me about what was happening a little earlier when we were playing some video games, and it wasn't until like he kind of said that I realized like how old he was. I mean, we know each other this whole time as well. I remember you like finding him at school and taking him back home. Yeah, and, like I was just thinking about that. I was like, man, like that dog, he did live a full life for sure. I didn't realize how old he was.
Yeah. And it's that not like that old trope where it's like kid finds a dog, brings him home, and dad's like, no, I don't want a dog. No, I don't want a dog. And like, swear to God, since he's like, fine, we'll keep the dog. They got fucking close. They were best friends probably. Like, it's sure. The first time I didn't even officially move out, but I stayed over here at what was my grandmother's house, and I was like, all right, I'm just gonna take the dog for a bit. He's like, no, you're not. I'm I'm pretty sure you've been saying this whole time it's my dog and I gotta take care of him. He's like, it's a family dog.
Nice.
And then one day I did take him, and he got pissed, and he came over and took him back.
Wow.
It's my dog.
It's our dog.
Nice.
My family dog.
Family dog, but he stays in my house.
But he's mine. He loves me more.
He's mine, yeah. So, it's bittersweet. It's definitely something that I can only remember happening a handful of other times, to be honest. Every dog we've had has pretty much lived a full life, to my knowledge, like a long, like past, like in their teens life.
Yeah.
And so,
I mean, mine too. But like Bear passed away all fucking randomly. It was weird.
That was weird.
He had like a weird reaction, like an allergic reaction or something like that. It was like,
yeah, that was crazy.
Just out of nowhere. But yeah, normally, I mean, most of our dogs had full lives. Too bad.
You've had your dogs like your entire life, so I'm sure you've gone through a lot of that too, right?
Yeah. Well, you know what happened with remember Stymie?
Oh yeah, of course.
Dude, they didn't even tell me they took him to the vet, like, or that they wouldn't put him down. Like, I came home one day and I was like, "Where's Stymie?"
Oh shit.
But like, I didn't even notice for like a week because he was that old of a dog and didn't fucking do anything, and he'd always lie in the dirt in the backyard. Like, if I didn't go looking for him, I didn't see him. So like a week later, I walked in the backyard and I was like, looking. Like, wait, they're like, that's not funny. I'm like, no, seriously, where is he at? Like, literally, no one told me, and no one realized that I just didn't know.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
like, I think everyone just left it upon one another to tell me, and I just didn't know, and I just didn't know. I never.
Damn. That kind of sucks.
Yeah, it does. I was bummed out.
Yeah, sucks. Ricky, growing up, I don't remember you having a dog. Like, I think,
I don't have one.
Like you just had the Shih Tzu, right, Marie?
Yeah. That was probably like towards like the last couple of years. Like I was at my parents' house.
Yeah, and she's still around, right?
What's up?
She's still around?
No. She died a couple of years ago.
Because I remember it was more like your sister's dog or something.
It was my sister's dog, yeah. So when she moved out, the dog went with her. But same thing, like she was at my parents' house first with my sister. Yeah. And again, like Dusty did, she got really close to my dad. So she spent a lot, like, even though my sister had a place, it was literally like the street over from my parents' house. The dog was still always at my parents' house. And she was just like, I think just from being like a purebred, she just got like really sick out of like nowhere. Yeah. And they did like a bunch of tests and things and just couldn't figure out what's going on. And eventually they did have to put her down. I think that was probably about 2 or 3 years ago. So that was the first time I've ever had to go through something like that. But yeah, I mean, she wasn't, and like, I don't know, I'm not going to say like, I mean, it definitely was sad, especially for like my dad, who I think was really close to her. Yeah. My sister as well. It was a little rough. But just this past, I'd say probably about 4 or 5 months ago, my other sister, who lives with my parents still, got her own dog as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so now there's another dog at the house.
What kind of dog?
It's almost like a Shih Tzu, but like it's Marie is like Marie is the other Shih Tzu that we had before. She was really small, like pretty petite. This is like a pretty big, like full grown Shih Tzu. Like he's a pretty big boy, and he's like a gray and like blackish. He looks like a mutt. He was a rescue. My sister found a place, I guess, in San Gabriel that like does like a rescue thing. Yeah. So he was already like a full grown pup. I think he's probably about like in dog years, maybe like 8 or 9. But yeah, I mean, he's a really nice dog, super cool dog. So I think they're happy again. Like it took like probably about 2 or 3 years before they got another dog, because just losing the first one kind of rushed everybody up a little bit, and they didn't want to go through that again.
It's like a Louis C.K. There's an old Louis C.K. bit about that. He's like I don't even like getting puppies. He's like, because I already know. Like it's like a what does he say? Fuck. It's like paying to be sad again in a few years.
Yeah, for sure. And my dog now, who I live with, he just turned about 12, so he's trying to get up there as well. I mean, he's still pretty healthy.
That's what he said. It's an investment in your sadness in a couple of years.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I mean, that's one reason that I can't really see myself getting like a purebred, really, because I mean that's the thing is, and I think I saw something recently where like, oh yeah, it was Bert Kreischer, where he was I think he might have said this in his special, but he was saying, he's like talking about his dog and to the vet, and he's like, yeah, I got that purebred, so it's like real good. He's like, no, that's the opposite. They're fucking inbreds. They're really bad at being healthy.
Yeah. I think that was off his last special.
Yeah, which actually is something that I saw over the weekend too. Just to comment on that, and I was actually surprised. I remember Bert, like it wasn't really my bag, but I really liked his last special for Bert Kreischer.
Yeah, me too. We talked about it the last time. I liked it.
I haven't watched it yet. I didn't really like. I mean, the machine one that got is really good.
Hey, Will. Sorry, I saw the comment.
Yeah, I saw him.
Hi, Sophie.
But
my goddaughter.
Yeah, I never. But after that, I didn't like, what was it, Story Time? I didn't like that one either. Secret Time or something like that.
Yeah, I don't. Secret Time.
I don't remember the names of specials that I don't really care for, to be honest. This one I think was called Big Boy or something, or Hey Big Boy.
Hey Big Boy.
Yeah, I was like, I really liked it. I was very surprised because it was pretty funny. And I know I think in one of the previous episodes, Ricky was like, I don't really care for Bert's stuff.
Yeah, no, I said I liked it.
You did? No, like before this one. Didn't you say like you weren't?
Oh, yeah, I did. Yeah.
But like, yeah, him, Chris D'Elia, like both comedians that I didn't care for before, but the last special that I saw, I actually enjoyed a lot. Speaking of, and I don't know if either of you caught this, I know it was like talked about. Let me see if I can find the tab that I have it on. Middletich and Schwartz. Did you guys check that shit out? Do you know what it is?
I've heard of it.
The sketch show, the improv show. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's actually interesting. It's a collection, whatever. It's episodic, but it is a special with what's their first names? Fucking
Thomas Middleditch and Ben Schwartz.
Yeah, exactly. You know them from Silicon Valley, and Ben Schwartz is like Parks and Rec, and he was the voice of Sonic the Hedgehog. But they do, yeah, and dude, he's fucking hilarious. They're both really funny. But I'm a big fan of and you did BB-8 too, Schwartz.
Yeah,
Ben Schwartz. They have it's a long form improv special. Episodic. So I believe right now there's 3 episodes. I think they were filming right before the COVID thing happened, and so they had to cut it short. But dude, they're actually really funny, and I haven't really seen improv since the days that we used to do it in high school. Really, maybe a few shows after that.
Improv, you mean?
Huh?
I said there's tons of bad improv. I said bad improv. You mean?
Like that's the thing.
What was that called again? I forgot what that show was called.
Comedy
the
Sports?
one we did. Yeah,
Comedy Sports. Yeah.
Right. And then there's always, because I think after that it kind of got like a bad rap because it was like the butt of the jokes in like a bunch of comedies. It was like, and now here's the improv group, and they're like,
so bad. It's so bad. Like,
yeah, I've been
in some
butt plug.
Fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you.
I've been a part of so many like improv / stand-up shows, and like the improv is just like, these people are terrible.
Have you? I don't think I've seen a
They're
professional improv show since high
Not
school.
professional, not at all.
Those don't exist.
They do. And there are some really good ones out there, but
Have you seen these though? Have you seen Middletich and Schwartz?
no. I saw the trailer for it. It looked pretty good.
It's actually fucking hilarious.
And I watched the one with what's his name? Colin something or other from fucking Whose Line? The 2 guys from Whose Line Is It Anyway did one.
Colin. It's not.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The old bald guy.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I don't know his last name. I'm like, the only Collins I remember are Colin Firth and like Colin Trevorrow and Colin.
But yeah, they did the 2 guys. Yeah, there's like 2 guys from Whose Line Is It Anyway. They did a Netflix special like years ago, and it was actually really good too. Well,
I guess then if you count Whose Line, then I guess that's some shit that's kind of funny. But it wasn't this because this is I guess you could say uncensored. You know what I mean? Like because they do all the stuff, so there's not really holding back on that.
Yeah.
2, I actually really appreciate this because I don't see it in other things, and I actually think it's funny. Is they break, but only in really funny ways.
Yeah.
Like it's not like a Jimmy Fallon break where they just start laughing and like pretend like they're still doing things. It's like they break in like, are we going down this road? We're going down this road.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
Check it out.
It's really funny. I highly recommend it for anyone that's looking for a good laugh, to be honest. And Netflix has been my place to go and find comedy, to be honest. Because I don't really know if there is a good streaming comedy services out there.
There was, and then it failed.
Yeah, what was that? What it was called? It died already, didn't it? Yeah, there we go.
CISO lasted maybe like 2 years.
What was it called?
It was called CISO.
I remember seeing like a bunch of commercials for it, and it just went away.
Yeah, and it had like original content, and it was supposed to be a place where you could like watch a bunch of old comedy specials and new comedy specials, like original comedy specials, and anybody who put their special out on it fucking now it doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah.
There's just too many. Stop it.
Yeah, I mean, Netflix seems like they're the ones that, I mean, it used to be like HBO, you know, but like Netflix seems like the place, the best. You know, they've really targeted the market of comedy specials. You know, they've been killing it.
Yeah,
I'll be honest. I honestly think it has to do with the whole niche thing. You can't charge a premium price for having a niche audience. You have to be available to multiple things. I mean, right now, the biggest streaming service that I'm on the fence about getting is DC Universe, and that's because I love so much of the stuff that I know that they have.
Yeah, well, they're gonna do, aren't they? What are they doing? They're doing like a Warner Brothers thing with like you're gonna get all the classic cartoons and stuff, and then plus like all the DC content.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
But that's kind of like one of the things that like. There's another thing too, where it's like, I also have been following kind of the behind the scenes stuff where I think DC Universe might be absorbed into something else, and then
right. It's gonna be in that Warner Brothers thing.
Which one's it called though? I forgot. Yeah,
I thought they had one already. Or is that just only DC stuff?
It's only DC, but but they're coming out. There's gonna be like another thing coming out with like a bunch of different properties, and DC's included.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I'm like thinking, okay, if that's gonna happen, then why am I gonna do this now? I might as well just wait until that happens, and then maybe I'll get that. But even besides that, I have Netflix, I have YouTube, which is not even a subscription service; it's just a show, or it's a platform for me to absorb content for free, and Disney Plus and Amazon Prime. If you think about it, there's enough content on all those platforms for like your lifetime. If you sat down and watched, I'm possibly more than your lifetime, to be honest. I kind of want someone to do the thing on that. Like, tell me exactly how many hours of content is available per streaming service.
Yeah, my off shows, like of just like when I'm chilling, have been Boy Meets World lately. I'm like only like do like maybe 3 seasons, and there's like so many just on Disney Plus alone. So that's been like my throwaway shows. I'm like, I'm not really don't want to pay attention, but also kind of.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like I've been putting on like Seinfeld to like fall asleep too. I'll watch like 6 or 3 episodes and pass out on the 4th or 5th one.
Yeah, I'm like the crazy thing about Boy Meets World though is like how racy it was for Disney. Like there's just so many jokes. Like again, like it was like especially like just being from Disney. Like I expected a lot of that from like Nickelodeon early days.
Yeah,
but for Boy Meets World,
it's from Nickelodeon, but fucking Disney. Come on.
Yeah. There's a lot though. I mean, it's kind of surprising the shit that they say. I'm just like, oh shit! Like they said that on fucking Disney.
Yeah. Fucking Disney edgy.
Yeah, like going back to the old shows, I didn't realize how different and crazy they are. Like shows, movies, etc. I think on Hulu I was watching Saved by the Bell and Living Single, which by the way, fucking Living Single, I forgot how much I love that show.
I've never seen that show before.
It's actually the precursor to Friends. To be honest, it came out a year before Friends.
Oh, that's the black show.
Yes, black show.
Right.
I've never heard of the show. I don't remember it.
You know? Okay, so
Friends,
look it up.
It was. I mean, I would say Friends is white Living Single because Living Single came first.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but the thing is that they actually on record. One of the heads of NBC was like, if I could have any show, I would have Living Single right now. And then a year later, they came out with Friends.
Oh wow, yeah.
They're like,
I'm reading about it right now. It sounds exactly like Friends.
They're like, let's put white people in this situation instead, and then it became a hit.
Put out some more men and less women. Fuck it.
Yeah. Living Single, I think, followed four women and then two men.
Two men. Yeah.
With the main characters, and it was pretty much Friends, except in my opinion, funnier because it actually dealt with like more real shit and like where Friends. And I think this is the thing.
Not funny.
Friends is very polarizing. I like Friends. I like Friends, but I get why people don't like Friends.
I've watched 3 entire episodes and not laughed once. That's how I know it's a bad show.
Did you watch them in order or just like some randos?
Yeah, in order. Like my ex was really into Friends, and I hated it. And she's like, "You never even watched it." I'm like, "Okay, fine." I'm like, "Well, I'll watch 3 episodes. If I don't fucking laugh, this is the worst show in the world."
Fair enough.
Nice.
And I'm like, "Look, I'll give it a shot. I tried. I really did." And I'm like, it's just not funny. Like it's.
I'm not one to defend Friends, to be honest. Because I'm not the biggest Friends fan, but I know watching it, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, so a few episodes I definitely laughed.
It's like a low hanging fruit and I guess character things, but it's like those are characters that don't connect with, I mean, me or most people I know, so it's not like.
Those big time white people problems.
Yeah, exactly.
What's an older show that you guys really identified with or really enjoyed? Like how people talk about Friends. What's the thing that you can always fucking talk about?
Seinfeld.
I feel like you don't talk about it a lot though. Like if I picked one show to be a Ryan show, it would be more like Simpsons.
Well, Simpsons for sure. But like, yeah, I love the Simpsons. But I guess
Simpsons or Seinfeld. Go pick one.
Simpsons for sure.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm. Okay.
Yeah, but you were saying I was thinking sitcom. Like I feel like that's more of an animated. Animated
do you like Curb Your Enthusiasm?
I do.
Yeah, I hate it.
Yeah, I love that show, but it does kind of get a little old. And it's just it's like he's an irritating guy that puts himself in these crazy situations. But it's like it's fun. I don't know. That's the beauty of it, I think.
No, I get.
I've never seen an episode.
That's great.
Of Curb?
Buddy.
Yeah, I've never seen an episode of Curb.
Okay.
I wasn't a big Seinfeld fan though either.
Yeah, I mean, I got into Seinfeld because they played reruns on like Channel 13, and it was like in 2009 when I had no cable and nothing else to watch, and it was like so every night I could look forward to watching 2 episodes of Seinfeld before I went to bed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So that's when I got into Seinfeld, but. I mean, I was too young to watch. I didn't really make any sense. I thought it was kind of boring when I was a kid, back then. And then the same thing with like The Simpsons. We always liked it because it was an animated show, so you got into it. You wanted to watch
cartoon.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't, not until this past decade did I really get into The Simpsons,
Yeah.
They've been around for 30 fucking years.
Yeah.
Well, I remember as a kid, I don't remember if Simpsons fell into this category, but my parents didn't really let me watch PG-13 up content. So I remember my brother, who's 7 years older than me, was watching Dr. Katz and South Park, and I was not allowed to watch those. I don't remember if Simpsons fell into that. I don't think so.
It did for me but not as bad because. Well, because then South Park and shit like that came out, and you're like, oh, this is tame compared to these fucking these cable animated shows are, they have these children are cursing. That's crazy.
Which is actually because I remember this is actually one reason that I loved coming to my grandmother's house is because she had cable and we didn't. And so I would always come in and go to the cable channels. This, I was like, I gotta watch whatever the fuck's on cable. I don't care as long as it's on cable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should have fucking recycled today so I can get some beer. I'm kind of going crazy right now.
Hey, if you want to come get my recycling, you can have it. I was thinking about doing it myself, but I got my unemployment, so I'm like, I'm okay now.
Oh, you're fucking good, dude. I'm so mad that I'm not getting mine. Or now I'm back at work, but even when I wasn't, I'm just like, everyone's getting an extra $600. What the fuck, dude? I'm like, I wish I was unemployed now instead of last year.
I'm not getting that much, to be honest, and that's what sucks.
But they're giving you an extra $600 a week.
It's not 600.
Oh, you're not getting that much? Oh, no. Everyone's getting a bonus. Anybody who was working full time is getting an extra $600.
Well, that's the shitty part about me is my on record income was all a restaurant, so I was there for 5 hours a day.
Yeah, so you're getting shit.
That sucks.
Yeah, and I'm not getting near the tip. I'm not getting tipped. I'm not getting, I mean, I was 5 hours a day, 4 to 5 days a week, minimum wage is what's on record. Yeah. Even though my tips made up astronomically more than that for when I was getting tipped, but as far as on paper,
yeah,
it's crazy. That's how probably a lot of the restaurant industry is. So
yeah, that's why I've been seeing a lot of organizations trying to do charity for restaurant employees specifically because they know we're all getting fucked.
Yeah. That's why. We got the reason why I got back, or I was able to go back to work, was because we got that loan. The small business loan went through, so it's all going to payroll.
Okay, I didn't want to. I want to get back onto that if you can remember, because it's a brewery. Yeah, that's getting a small business loan, right?
Yeah,
and we have another thing to talk about, right? That's not getting a loan. You probably can't read this because you're blind, right?
What? Oh, yes. Yeah, I don't know what the logistic. Maybe they did, and it's still not enough. I don't know what's going on.
Okay, well, we'll talk about that in a second because I want to talk to Ricky. I know you fucking loved Boy Meets World. I am very much on the back, or on. I'm very much backing that too. I fucking love Boy Meets World. Any other things growing up where you're like that was one of your favorite like things you can always come back to or quote or like those that like really meant a lot for you? Like Boy Meets World was one of my favorites as far as live action goes. Like cartoons, there's so many great cartoons, but I love World. I did love Saved by the Bell, but watching it, it's so bad. It does not age well.
No, not at all. Have you ever watched those videos of what's his name? What's the fucking white dude's name? The what?
The main character?
The
Screech.
Zach. His name's Zach.
Are you talking about Saved by the Bell?
Yes.
Are you talking about the blonde dude? The
blonde surfer guy. What's his name?
Yeah, Zach Morris.
Zach Morris. Have you seen those videos that Zach Morris is trash?
No. Where
they basically break down like episodes of Saved by the Bell to show that Zach Morris is the biggest piece of shit on the show.
Yeah. That's the whole thing with back in like
he is.
Back in the 80s and early 90s, that was the cool kid.
He's like practically a rapist and like and all this other shit. Like, so
there's a lot of old shows like that where it's like there's one person who's just like a crazy person.
Yeah.
It's like, oh shit, that person is actually a psycho.
Yeah, they break down every episode. And like he's a sociopath and he's like he's a con artist, sociopath and misogynist and whatnot. It's very
what's kind of funny too, like just to relate the two, I think that Saved by the Bell and Boy Meets World have parallels. The thing is that the main character in Saved by the Bell is essentially who Sean could be. Like Sean Hunter of Boy Meets World was that the cool kid that kind of slacked off and wasn't like the person who really tried that hard. He could, like, if you interchange them, it could be the same thing, except he wasn't the main character for the beginning, at least. Because when I was on Hulu, I was watching the very first few episodes, and it starts off very much where it's like just Zach Morris is just very much this like asshole, but everyone likes him. He's like he's a slacker.
Yeah.
Which I can't say slacker without thinking of Strickland from Back to the Future.
Yeah.
Yeah. You've always been a slacker.
Your father was a slacker, and your kids will be slackers.
Yeah, this chick on Tinder called me a slacker, and she was a real bitch.
I was gonna say, how did she get to know you?
It was all that. Well, it was like this. She was like a teacher or something, and then like throughout, she was like, "What do you do for work?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm unemployed." She's like, "Oh, so you're a slacker?" And I was like, "No, I just haven't found a job that I want yet." I'm like, I'm collecting unemployment and blah blah blah. And she's like, "So you're a slacker?" And then it went pretty far, and then it got to a point where I was like, I found out she worked from home too. So then I was, and she all she kept was like boasting about how hard she worked and all this stuff.
A teacher?
So she worked from home and she taught people from like she taught people in Japan kids in Japan how to speak English or some shit like that. That's what she So it got to a point to where like I just was like, oh, okay, you're so much better than me. Like I'm like, you work so fucking hard getting out of bed and walking over to your computer, you fucking and then I was like, must be really hard, your fucking 5-minute commute. It was like I guess it I was like, why don't you? I forgot. I ended up calling her like a colonist or something like that too. It was
what?
Yeah, I called her a colonist.
Like a colonizer or a colonist?
Colonizer. Sorry, yeah, colonizer. Yeah, like because I told her I'm like I'm sure no one asked you to teach those Japanese kids the American English anyway. So,
yeah. She just goes on Omegle and she's like, all right, I'm teaching you how to speak English.
Yep.
Wow. Okay. Anything else like you've been watching? Because I haven't been watching a whole ton of new different content except for special here and there or like whatever. But I haven't since Star Wars, which I actually have fucking something I wanted to share with you guys because I know neither of you. I get it. You guys haven't gotten into Clone Wars.
I did watch it. I watched it the other day.
Did you?
I watched a pretty good chunk of it. It's pretty cool.
From the beginning?
I don't know. I just threw it on. It was like kind of a background thing while I was doing something.
Oh, okay.
But I did watch part of it, and I was like kind of getting in and out of it. You know what I mean? Just to put something on while I was doing something.
Yeah.
And I got into it a little bit. It was pretty good.
Nice. Ricky, did you don't give a fuck?
I mean, I like to. I want to check it out, but I just haven't had the time yet.
The past 2 episodes have been probably the best Star Wars I've seen in a decade.
So it's gotten to a point to where it's episodic now on Hulu. I mean, on Disney Plus.
Yeah, it's episodic. They're on the last season of this. Okay, I don't know for sure about the last decade because there was another series called Rebels, which is essentially made by the same dude.
Yeah.
I don't know about the actual crew and everyone, but it's essentially what takes place between episodes 3 and 4. I think.
Right.
Yeah, it does. It's between 3 and 4. But it's kind of like Avatar, the last Airbender, where it's kind of more kiddish. Yeah. Whereas Clone Wars is actually very much like Star Wars. It's very political. There's a lot of action. There's a lot of there's a lot of violence that you would not expect from a cartoon or a kids show. It's just they get around rating like specific, I guess ratings. Yeah. Where they don't show the blood, they don't show the gore, but it's very much like you see people getting executed. It's just that shot where it's like they're about to pull the trigger and then you get a different shot of someone's face going, "Ugh," but you hear it. Okay. And it's very intense. In fact, one of the main things I wanted to bring up this week specifically was the episode that aired Friday was, I kid you not, the best lightsaber fight I have ever seen. It is so fucking good.
I did see some of the footage. I remember watching. I don't know how far into it is, but because I didn't really understand some of these characters. So like, what I did watch was to realize, so Anakin had a Padawan, and I didn't really know that. So that's like a huge thing, right? Like that character is like a big part of the Clone Wars, right?
Yeah. So give me 1 second.
Because I did end up seeing like online, this the scene where she runs into him as Darth Vader, and I remember like that being like an intense kind of.
Okay, scene. So that's from Rebels. That's what I was talking about. In Rebels,
is it the same characters then, or
it is? That's what I'm saying. It's a continuation. So like, it is very timey-wimey. Like you kind of have to like follow Star Wars. But it's not necessary.
Yeah.
So what used was from like one of the last few episodes, I believe, of Rebels, which is like I said, the show that takes place between episodes 3 and episodes 4. But
being kind of, somebody had to explain it to me that like, that was like Apprentice, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, Star Wars Clone Wars is very interesting because if you watch episodes 1 and 2. After 2, they reveal that there's fucking clones or whatever, and they become basically the army of the Republic. Then Star Wars Clone Wars is an entire series that is now 7 seasons long, but we haven't finished the 7th season yet. Of those wars, it's a war TV show, but taking like literally war, not just like battles, war. Like there's the politics of it, there's the fucking espionage, there's straight out battles, like full on like thousands and thousands of people on either side fighting each other on screen, which is pretty cool. And then of course you get the Jedi, and more recently you get like stuff that basically takes place right before and during episode 3,
right?
Which is really cool. Also, just to let everyone know, if you haven't noticed, Ricky C's mustache looks pimp.
Thanks, David. Yeah, I was trying to do the quarantine beard, and I had to go into the office on Friday.
You misplaced it?
No, so yeah, I was going to the office on Friday. I was just like, oh, maybe I should clean up a little bit because it was getting a little messy. And of course, like I feel like per usual, anytime I try to trim my beard, I just fuck it up. Just go a little too far in one spot. I'm just like, all right, well, I can't unsee this now, so I guess I gotta get rid of it.
Well, I want to give a quick shout out to David Karsh, aka D Rotten from
FamCast Media, bitch.
He's definitely put together a really nice family of podcasting network, basically of podcasting shows into a network. If you want to check it out, go to facebook.com. Check out FamCast. It is a media network that puts together a lot of different shows, and he definitely put a lot of work into running that. So check that shit out if you are interested in any more shows kind of like this, similar. But there's a lot of other ones too that are focusing more on like music and other things, different aspects. We all touch on different things.
Yep.
Yeah.
But the Star Wars thing, I can't emphasize enough. Like if you are a fan of Star Wars, I would highly recommend this series, especially if you're looking for something that you have never seen. It is entirely on Disney Plus, so I mean, I guess there's that. But I believe it's still really cheap. I don't know.
Yeah, so I think $5.99.
Yeah, something like $5-6. But one thing that I wanted to show, and I don't know if I'm pretty sure I could do this. Where are you at? I have it in one of my tabs.
Is streaming one of the shows right now?
No, the behind the scenes of this is not really spoilery, just because if you are a Star Wars fan, you know there's going to be a fucking fight. There's this fucking duel is just the best thing, and they brought back the actor Ray Park, who was the guy who played Darth Maul in Episode 1.
Hang on, I gotta plug. Hold on.
What?
I have to plug in my laptop.
Oh, okay. But they brought back Ray Park, which is the guy that actually played Darth Maul in Episode 1, to motion capture the actual dueling in this last episode, which I fucking love.
Oh, really? That's pretty cool.
Let me see if I can show this real quick.
Hang on one sec. What's going on?
Everyone's doing some crazy shit. What's going on? Let's go. Everyone's doing something. Clean shave. Hold on. Beard and stash guy. Ricky, we can't hear you.
Oh, sorry. I'm back.
Cool. Hold on real quick. What do you think about the chick Kathleen Kennedy brought in?
Kathleen Kennedy.
D, I don't know. What chick are you talking about specifically? I don't know exactly who you're talking about.
Kathleen Kennedy.
And then Harvey Weinstein assistant. I don't know. I don't know about this. Let us know in the comments. But I wanted to see if I can screen share this. I'm pretty sure I can.
Oh, Kathleen Kennedy is the president of Lucasfilm.
No, I know who that is. I don't know what the chick she brought in is what I'm talking about. I don't know who that is.
Oh.
So check this out real quick. I fucking love this. And if this is not a fucking thinger, then I don't know what the fuck you're gonna bring you in. This is from Clone Wars. So this is actually taking place during episode 3, by the way, like the very beginning.
This is the latest season, though.
Yeah, latest season takes place during episode 3. Just you're not.
Anakin didn't show up.
Just not what was
fighting, you wouldn't have lasted long.
what was shown in episode 3, but it is taking place at the exact same time.
You'll find I have many qualities for you to fight.
But they actually brought back Ray Park, who is motion capturing this guy, and Sam Witwer, who's doing the voice, and then another person also doing the motion capture for Ahsoka. So
Dope.
Cool.
that was just like
Pretty sweet.
one of the things that I was like, fuck. And then there's more, obviously. That was just the battle that I fucking. I watched that and I was like, that's amazing. I love that. Love that. But as far as the story, as far as the show, it only got better from, and it wasn't even bad. It just got better and better the longer I watched it. So I binge watched 7 seasons in like the last few weeks to catch up. Yeah. All right. Leslie Headland, he says. D, I haven't heard of this story. If you want to write it down, and oh, you did. Okay, cool. to do female-centric Star Wars show on the network, and she said she's ignoring everything George Lucas has done. Oh, weird. I guess I have to look into that story because I haven't heard about it. Well, I definitely want to check that out though. Because I mean, I don't know if you can possibly do that only because of right now. I mean, Disney had said this basically when they bought Lucasfilm. Is everything we do from now on is canon. So I don't know if she can possibly do that. Really, ignoring it, you can do it entirely. A show that has nothing to do with any of the characters that have been laid out in the Star Wars universe. That's totally fine. That's exactly something that I think they probably should do. But if you're talking about actually ignoring the canon and then retconning shit, I don't know if they can do that or should do that rather. And Bob Iger from Disney is pissed off that they hired her right now because she's associated with Harvey Weinstein. I gotta look up this thing. I don't know. Send me in the messenger. Send me the story, please. But yeah, so I mean that's just I've been championing. I don't really get behind a lot of shit, to be honest. This I have to put my full fucking like thing. I'm like, if you guys are Star Wars fans and you're looking for something to watch, check it out. But you got to pay attention. There's so much stuff that ties into the shows, and I think they actually or ties in the movies, and I think they actually make the movies better. In all honesty, because you get this backstory, you get reasons why characters did certain things. There are things that like, oh shit, that's a reason why later on this person did that character did that, or the whole reason that this is happening. So I think it actually makes Star Wars better, in my opinion. That's why I think they should continue doing great TV shows and not really worry as much about the episodic movies.
Yeah. But you said they're gonna like take a break from anyway.
Well, that's good. There we go. So
focus on things like Mandalorian, which is great.
Mando. I fucking love Mando.
Yeah, me too.
I'm getting some fucking I'm getting the blues, the non-Marvel blues right now, dude.
Yeah. And like it sucks because I understand we were supposed to have, I believe we were supposed to have already gotten
Black Widow.
I don't know.
But even Black Widow, dude, like I wasn't even excited for her. I was like, okay, I'm gonna watch it. Fucking Taskmaster looks cool, but like
because she's a woman. Yeah.
Right. Nothing to do with it at all. It's a badass character. It's like it's just too late. Like we don't. Who cares anymore? You know, like
she did.
Yeah, actually, Black Widow's.
Spoiler alerts. Sorry, guys.
Endgame.
Spoiler alerts. I guess maybe I don't know.
The most watched movie of all time.
Yeah.
If you haven't watched that movie,
someone's gonna get pissed
right now.
Yeah.
First of all, why would they watch us if they haven't watched that movie?
Yeah. Black Widow was actually supposed to come out this past weekend, the 24th.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was excited for it. It looked pretty good.
No, same. Most and even with I get Ryan's point, like, yeah, we understand Black Widow's dead, but there's so many other characters that I was interested in. So
yeah, let me see David Harbour.
You got is it Rachel Weisz?
Yeah.
And then Taskmaster, who we don't know who it is.
Taskmaster cool.
Yeah, and I always liked Taskmaster, because I think he had one of the coolest powers. He was basically I would say Marvel's what is it?
Shang Tsung?
No, because DC has that android. What's his name? Osimo? Is it actually Osimo? Or am I making that up?
It's not Osimo.
DC has some lame fucking names.
I think I know. Yeah, DC does have lame. God, who are you talking about? I know. I can see him.
You know who I'm talking about, right? The android.
I do. He was. Yeah.
But he had a stupid name. I thought it was awesome though. It was
Amazo.
See, that's not that far off.
Well, yeah.
Amazing.
That's even worse.
Actually,
Amazio.
Awesome was Awesemo is a robot, but I believe it's a different company.
But it was South Park.
Yeah.
But it was an episode of South Park, yeah. But it was a robot for sure.
Yeah,
it was like a Honda robot or something like that.
Maybe that's what it was.
I believe that's like
what it was.
Awesome.
But Amazo basically could just copy.
Wait, hold on. Wasn't Awesemo the robot at you remember back in the day at Disneyland and Tomorrowland, you would go to the House of the Future?
Yeah. I think he was there.
Yeah, that was awesome.
There.
Okay. Amazo could replicate any superhero's superpowers or skills. So that's what I thought was really cool. And Marvel has Taskmaster,
which is a much better name. Awesome.
Yeah. Taskmaster's ability was that they could replicate anyone's moves. So they couldn't like see someone with like heat vision and then replicate heat vision, but they could replicate Captain America's moves, Black Panther's moves, like anyone's fucking moves, and like all that shit.
He could also kill any programs that aren't responding.
But
that might be the nerdiest joke I ever heard you say. You Windows users out there.
Yeah. One of his best moves was
it was Control Alt Delete. That was his best move.
It was Control Alt Dick Twist. Yeah. But yeah, no. So I was actually very excited about this. To be honest, I didn't care. I mean, I didn't care much about Black Widow, but I cared more about the other characters they were introducing and the backstory, because it might lead to something fun. But yeah, I'm with Ryan on the sense that I'm like, Black Widow's dead. She dead.
Yeah.
And if they bring her back, I kind of will be pissed, to be honest. At this point, let's say if they brought back Scarlett Johansson as Black Widow, any form of her, like a different universe, a different timeline, whatever, would you be pissed?
I don't know if I'd be pissed, but I mean, it's like, I don't like how they could have like such a meaningful death and then just be like, well, she's back, guys.
Yeah, there's nothing they can do to kind of unfuck that, really. Like, it's like I liked that they didn't bring her back when they did the
snap.
Using the power gauntlet. Yes.
What does that look like, Garrett?
Yeah. What?
What does that look like?
The snap or the power gauntlet?
The power gauntlet. You have a power gauntlet, don't you?
Yeah, I know. I'm pointing at it right now.
Oh, yes.
Two of them.
Yeah.
I have the power gauntlet and I have the infinity gauntlet.
He has the one to fuck and unfuck. He's got both of them.
I fuck you, I unfuck you. Actually, I want to see. I'm gonna turn them on just to have that background like luminescence.
I don't know. You should just always have those on, bro. I don't know why you don't.
Sure. Fucking failure.
He should just have them on his hands the whole time. Just typing.
What?
So you should be wearing those the whole time you're recording on both your hands.
I would not be able to run all of this shit. Right?
Every time you move a finger, it's just a crazy sound.
Which actually, those are not bad to have like lit up in the background. They'll turn off by themselves, but
yeah, they look cool.
Yeah, but I mean, okay. So what else? I mean, let's see. Go to the comment. I saw D was saying, Doctor Strange got pushed back. Spider-Man got pushed back. Venom, blah blah blah. Yeah. Marvel Disney shows got pushed back. Shit, they. Oh yeah, he brought back
Gamora.
That's one major reason that I would be pissed with Black Widow is because they already did the same thing with Gamora. You get one. I get it. You get one. Because both, obviously, I mean, Spoiler? No. Infinity War, Gamora had to die for the Soul Stone, and Endgame, Black Widow had to die. You can't bring back both of them.
No.
I agree.
You can't have it all, dog.
Huh?
You can't have it all, dog.
Yeah, bruh. But yeah, I mean, so D was saying that they push back. I hate it, but like that's most of the news right now is everything's pushed back. We get it. We get all the shit's pushed back. It's not news,
bro.
Huh?
I want it.
I was really looking forward to Doctor Strange. That sounded really cool.
And the Multiverse of Madness? Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, that sounded really cool.
Yeah, man. Was that when? Was it speculated that is that when we're gonna get Madam Web?
I think they might talk. Yeah, they didn't really confirm anything, but it's speculated. I'm sure.
I remember that rumor at least. I don't remember if there was there was a thing.
I don't know if they ever actually.
Fuck, was there casting? Do you remember if there was someone cast? No,
I don't think so.
For Madam Web, they fucking. I mean, that would make.
Would be cool.
That would be brilliant opportunity to, especially that. I don't know. There's a whole thing between like in the animated series, like this whole thing between Spider-Man and Doctor Strange and Madam Web. That would be a pretty cool thing.
Well, because I do remember vaguely the rumors or news about Madam Web, especially because she has such a strong tie to obviously Spider-Man. But she does have those powers that make her fit in with a Doctor Strange story, and so.
She only came across Spider-Man through Doctor Strange. Yeah.
So I want to see that, especially, and I'll be honest. One of the things that I've been looking forward to the most, besides Doctor Strange, is WandaVision.
Yeah.
WandaVision. That was really cool.
Which I believe would tie into Doctor Strange, since it's the Multiverse of Madness, and. For anyone that's a big fan of the Marvel comic series or cartoons, really, Wanda, aka Scarlet Witch, is by far one of the most powerful characters that they have. I believe they show off a lot of what is crazy about it with WandaVision and the teasers, where she's creating or living in different realities. She's bending the realities right now. Because of how like depressed she is, that fucking Vision. She had to kill Vision.
Yeah.
So
I kill him and then watch him get murdered.
Yeah, twice, 2 times.
Yeah, man, that is pretty crazy. I was looking forward to that. That was really good, and Loki too.
Thanos came back. He's like, "Oh, you thought you saved the world by murdering your boyfriend? I'm about to murder him again, bitch."
Check this shit out.
Watch.
D says he's pissed that they pushed back Morbius because it was done. And I agree with him, but I'm very interested right now because, I mean, right now the 3 big movies that I can think of, Morbius is in there and that are finished, is Morbius, Scarlet Witch, and Wonder Woman, right? Like any other big movie.
I mean, Wonder Woman was something I was looking forward to more than Black Widow, to be honest with you.
I can see that.
Yeah, I can see that.
I think it's more the only thing that I that might take that away from me personally is that I don't really know what Wonder Woman 2 was about.
Yeah,
like Scarlet Witch or not Scarlet. I always do this.
Black Widow.
Yeah, Black Widow because Scarlett Johansson. Black Widow.
Black Widow.
It's actually that's a series coming after that's related to Black Mirror. Is Black Widow. But the Black Widow movie, you kind of knew what you were getting. Whereas like Wonder Woman, I have no fucking clue what this is gonna be.
Yeah, when you said in the 80s, so I was like, cool, 80s.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But it's one of those things where it's like you saw what happened before and you saw what happened after. So what exactly are we supposed to be watching in Wonder Woman that means anything?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. It just looked cooler. And I'm just like, it's just one of those things where like, I'm like, well, we know so much about the Marvel things, and like, we know what what her fate is or whatever already. It's like I was looking forward to seeing something a little bit like it was almost like a refresher, like completely out of that realm, and then watching something completely different.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially with the first Wonder Woman being so good.
Yeah, first one was pretty damn good.
Except for the end.
This one looks so good. Yeah, I know the end was cheese, but this one looked good too.
Yep.
I hear you. I want to see. That was one thing. Like there was nothing at all that I've seen about Wonder Woman that I don't like. I was fully on board. I think much more like Taskmaster more than anything has honestly been one thing that I like because that I really want to see because you don't know anything about that character, and the reason I'm not saying him or her is we don't know. There's a lot of speculation that it is certain actors that you already have seen. There's a lot of speculation who it could be, saying it's like Florence Pugh or saying it's fucking Rachel Weisz, and then of course you just love David Harbour. Wonder Woman seems cool. I don't care. I don't really care about Chris Pine or his character. Cheetah. I want to see what they do with Cheetah.
Oh yeah, I forgot she was in it too.
Yeah, Cheetah.
Kristen Wiig.
Peter.
Sorry. Cheetah.
I just ate fucking chili dogs right now.
We saw. Yeah. Everyone saw. The internet saw.
So good.
We know.
Yeah. They gonna destroy your stomach or what?
Oh, I'm gonna shit my asshole out. Like
I don't think there's been an episode where Ryan hasn't said he has to take a shit.
Yeah.
I don't have to shit.
It might happen on the show. Live. Hello, guys.
Last week he was like, "Can we wrap this up? I gotta fucking shit. We gotta go."
That's right.
I've done that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking allergies.
Just real quick back to the MCU. There is something I've been actually reading. Crazy enough, the comic book that Marvel's doing right now for fucking the mutants called The House of X. It's like a small series that they're doing, but it's actually been really fucking good.
Oh yeah, whatever happened to New Mutants? Are we not getting that?
Yeah, I don't know. That's another one that's been pushed back.
The thing with that
10 times.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like every time it's supposed to come out, like something happens, they're like, "Nah, well, move it some more."
Pandemic again, guys. I don't know what it is. That's all I just keep telling them.
Another virus, guys.
Wow.
But yeah, the House of X is for anybody who doesn't know, it's a comic book that Marvel's been doing probably within only the last I'd say 4 or 5 months, and it's essentially like it's like if all the X-Men basically got together with Magneto and his idea of just like fuck humans, like we're the master race.
That's cool.
It's basically like that whole story, and also like just the different Marvel like other superheroes who aren't mutants kind of like being involved in this and sort of like on the fence of like, well, do I help the X-Men or do I help the people, normal humans I'm supposed to save? Yeah. And it's been really, really good.
Thank you.
I've seen clips of it so here's the thing. I would love to be able to just like read the comic books, but there's so many things out there. Like I actually I watch YouTube videos that essentially tell me what the comic books are about.
You can do that too.
Yeah, I mean that's just the way it honestly, that's just the way that I absorb content. I am not a good audio absorber and I'm not a good video or visual absorber, but I have to be able to watch both. I need to watch video. I can't read. I'll start trailing off if I read books. I loved books growing up, but one of the main things that has always happened to me is that I will read, and then eventually my eyes will continue to go down, but my brain will go somewhere else, and then I'll be like, "Fuck!" And then I have to go back like 5 pages or something like that. And then same thing with podcasts. I can't just listen to something while I'm watching something else. So like if I'm driving and the podcast is playing, not something that's going to happen very well. Especially if I'm doing work around the house or something, there's no chance in hell I'm paying attention to what they're saying on a podcast. I have to be focused on what they're doing on screen and listening to them.
Yeah.
Unlike Yeah.
bro.
What?
Learn how to multitask, bro.
I know, bro.
It's not.
You can't press record either.
Yeah. Hey.
Bruh. There's one thing too much, guys.
Talk and listen. You mean I can't press buttons while I do that?
I can't. I'm not good at it. It's not my thing.
Yeah.
That's one thing that I've always said is just like, I am not a great multitasker. I will admit to that full force.
Yeah. I mean, the only reason why I've been reading this comic book too is because it's like really the only reason why I bought like a little Android tablet. I just get them all digitally. And
okay. So you're doing that. Nice.
Yeah.
Do you get them from that? There's like a website you can just get them all from, like for free almost.
I do have a personal hookup. That's all I will say.
Ooh.
If you guys want a link or two,
his name is
a lot of shit.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like if I'm gonna read the comic book, like I like having it, unless it's like something that's really rare to find, or like a little too expensive or whatever. But
yeah, well, I mean, just nowadays. I mean, unfortunately, I think this is going to be one of the. I mean, comic book shops have already been, going down. I think this might be the real nail in the coffin for that. Just very unfortunate.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, one thing that I really wanted to talk about is the fact that because of that their hand was kind of forced with this whole stay-at-home quarantine-esque shit. But
essential businesses.
I want to know, like, what are your guys' thoughts? Because besides just comic books, which have already been declining as far as sales for their physical copies, one thing that caught my eye was that Trolls World Tour, which was one of the last like major releases, but it released on VOD, video on demand. It made more money in 3 weeks than the first film made in 5 months in theaters.
Wow.
So
I believe it though, 100%.
Yeah,
what kids are home.
If they're to you, then yeah, that makes sense. But like, yeah, who's gonna go out of their way to watch that piece of shit?
Apparently, a lot more people than watched the first one. To be honest, at least in 5 months.
My goddaughter fucking loves the shit out of Trolls.
Really, I've never seen either of them.
I've only seen it because of her, and I mean, I would say it's not terrible. It is one of those movies where it's like I'm not gonna see it unless I'm with a kid. Yeah. She wants to watch it. I'm like, let's fucking watch it, dog. Let's do it.
Ricky's like, fucking thank you. I've been waiting forever.
Finally.
I've been waiting.
He puts on a troll wig.
Ask me about it.
Ricky,
you know how long I've been waiting you to ask me this. That's why I saw Frozen too, man. Frozen was great.
Frozen
yeah,
was good.
And yeah, 1 and 2.
I have to stop watching movies drunk, to be honest.
You know what show I was getting into?
I forgot about it. Huh?
That Mila's getting into. It's called The Descendants.
Oh yeah, it's like the Disney.
Oh, I was like the band.
Yeah, it's. I know what that is.
Badass.
It's like the daughters of like Disney villains and princesses and stuff.
Yeah, daughters and
I haven't heard this one.
There's just the kids of them. There's because there's guys too, right?
Yeah.
Aren't they in like a high school for?
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. I just remember hearing the concept. I was like, that's kind of cool.
Oh, was that it? That was you talking?
Yeah. But I mean, I can see Trolls doing that because there's a ton of kids home. And even though for the people who I'm sure like to go out to the movies, if you're taking a whole family out to like a movie where you would take a bunch of kids to, that can add up extremely quick, rather than just paying $8.99 or whatever it would have been one time, and you get to watch it and have just everybody around the TV.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, they're
spend. Yeah, what did you say? Like buy multiple tickets?
Yeah, exactly.
I would say that this is actually going to be something that will be a precursor to a lot more, at least in my opinion, movies that are geared more towards younger audiences. Because, like you were saying, families have to fucking like they're like I need to fucking have my kid watch something. Yeah, that's too much. So it would make a lot of sense to be able to pay X amount of dollars. Maybe it's $20, whatever. Like I think it's $20 right now is the standard for new release VODs. $20 and have either just you and your kid or the whole family watch a movie, as opposed to almost that same amount per ticket for a theater. Whereas, whereas I think D Rotten's actually bringing up a good point. People are always going to want to go out. Like I really miss the theater. In all honesty, like the theater, not just movies. I have so many movies on streaming that I can watch forever. I like the movie theater experience, and a lot of other people do too. I know that. So it's probably something that you're going to see a lot more family movies steer that direction, because if this trend follows suit where they release things on VOD and they make more money than, like, let's say its predecessor, or a lot of money, a good amount of money, there's not a real reason for the companies, the studios, to release them in theaters, or at least wide release, or, you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. Especially when they see what's going on now.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. This is a very interesting transitional period where companies that are going to make it are adapting. They're trying to figure out what's going to work, what's going to happen after.
Yeah.
And I think it's a very interesting thing, because I mean, the world, once we start getting back on track, shouldn't be the same. First and foremost. Two, it'll take a long while for it to get anywhere near similar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I know they're already talking about opening more businesses and being more lenient on things, which I think is a bad idea, but I understand why they're thinking about it. But it has to happen eventually. Right now, they just need to flatten that fucking curve, which is not saying that they're gonna necessarily have a vaccine ready anytime soon, but just less people getting sick so that the hospitals can handle it, essentially.
Yeah, which hasn't started happening yet.
There are reports of other countries that I'm very happy about where it's definitely gone down, but not us. We fucking suck.
There's also countries where it's like they're military forcing people to be inside.
Yeah. Every time I go for a walk, because I mean, like I said, when I go out, I need to go out. Every time I go out, I don't talk to anyone. I don't touch anything. I'm one of the things that I actually liked when there was less people on the roads is that I don't have to hit the crosswalk button. I'll either jaywalk or I'll wait for the light to turn and I'll just go. I'm not gonna touch it. Like I just don't touch things, and that should be fine. But it's actually become more and more. I think there's more and more traffic every single day. To be honest, like people are just getting so tired, and I get it, of being cooped up. It's not great.
Yeah, for sure.
But I definitely see more people on the road than I have a week ago.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's just gonna get.
I'm guilty to it. I mean, at least just going out for a drive, like every weekend. Me and the wife will just go out and just drive somewhere and just be like, let's get out of the house for a little bit.
And I totally get it. It's just the thing is that, like, there's people like us where I think we're conscious of being safe. You can leave.
Yeah, we're not going anywhere touching things. We're just going.
Yeah, you can leave your house. Just don't go to the fucking beach. Don't go.
Yeah, exactly. Don't go to the fucking beach. Don't go around more than 10 people.
Don't go to a house party. Don't go to fucking, like these social gatherings or whatever. Just fucking, if you need to leave your house, which I understand, go for a walk. Don't touch anything. Go for a drive. Yeah. Put all the windows down. Like fucking, I love having a sunroof that I can just go for a drive, and I don't touch shit. I don't touch anything. Which I really love that a lot of places make it so you don't have to touch anything, especially when you're buying things, which is nice. Like, I don't know. The more people think about it, the better. But it's just gonna take a lot of stuff for things to get better, including better hygienic practices of all businesses, which I'm fine with. Wipe everything down, spray it down, fucking be cleanly, whatever.
Yeah, even be open less hours. I'm cool with that. If you have to clean, go for it.
Yeah,
there's a bunch of countries that have like hours, or it's only like, once it hits like almost 5 p.m., everything's fucking closed already.
Yeah, that's fucking weird for us.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, but when the only time I experienced that was like in Amsterdam. I'm just like, I want to like go out like after having like a full day of like drinking and partying, and waking up like at 2 and being like, oh shit, like everything's just closed already. I missed it.
Yep.
But I mean, I can understand it. It also sucks just working so many hours. Like, that sounds pretty sweet.
What I honestly missed the most, is just being able to sit down in a restaurant.
Yeah, for sure.
Like you can get to go, but it's different. Like I just want to I want to sit down, not cook something for once for fucking most of my meals, and just have someone just bring me food.
Yeah, we got a bunch of frozen compact food that from like restaurant distributor.
What?
Like those the people like if like restaurants are buying like ordering like seafood from seafood and steaks and shit. Like those companies that they order those their supplies from are still selling to like houses and stuff. You can order shit online and like have it delivered.
Oh, really?
So we got these giant fucking fillets.
No way.
Swear to God, they're huge. They're fucking humongous.
Just like a full side of a cow.
Well, you got these salmon. It's legit like a fucking. It's like a. I mean, what like a 2-foot salmon?
Wow, that's pretty sick.
Yeah,
we just rolled it in a ball.
It's in a sushi ball.
Yeah, and then there's like little fillets too for these thick steaks and shit. And,
yeah, how do you find out about those people?
My aunt somehow got a hold of them. I don't know. I don't know how.
I pass that number around, Al. Damn.
Take a picture of the thing and I'll send it to you.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
But
I've been just trying to go out and like just try to go to the businesses and.
It was like, dude, we got like thick ass fucking burger patties and shit too. But I mean, they're all frozen. It's all frozen and air sealed and shit. But yeah, it's a lot of food.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I've been trying to go out at least once. Or like I'd say once or twice a week. Just try to go around to like different businesses who are still open doing takeout. Just to try to support them the way I can.
Yeah, you fucking.
Because I know everyone's struggling, man.
Some bullshit right now.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's very difficult. But try to make the best of it.
Yeah.
I have.
You guys get your letter from Trump?
What?
You guys get your letter from Trump saying how we should be thankful that we got the stimulus money.
Oh, you know what? My mom, because a lot of my mail still shows up at their fucking place. She just sent me a picture of a thing. She's like, "Is this your stimulus check?" I'm like, "No, I got it from, or I had direct deposit." And so that's
So
it's 11.
Yeah. So if you got a direct deposit, you also get a letter from Trump, basically saying like how great it is that we should get this stimulus check and I put it through so quick. As soon as you saw it, I had to sign it in for everybody to get it. Yeah, and it's just insane. Like, even my wife, who's a history teacher, she's like, "I'm gonna keep this only because I want to show my kids, basically a sign of the times of just something, basically what's going. It's history and everything right now is definitely gonna be something crazy to look back on."
What
was that?
I said everyone should know I am awesome.
Yeah.
He's a cartoon.
It says "fuck you, Trump," and it is him, picture of him.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
It's just what makes it so upsetting is just no one, like, he just doesn't see the irony in himself. It's like not even a little bit. It's so crazy.
What bugs me more is the fucking people that follow him and want him to come back.
Yeah. And going outside and protesting this whole thing.
Yeah.
So we're going to have another 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, especially after the protests where it's like, okay, we got a bunch of more fucking people that have COVID now. A lot of protesters.
Yeah.
It's like, there's so many memes about it. And I get it. We're like, we don't like what they see is not the same things we see, but it's so funny that like following meme accounts with like, you guys are idiots. I'm like, it's not us. It's the people that don't understand how stupid this is. Like they're not following you. They know that you're like, they're following their own things or not following anything. And they're just like, nope, I'm gonna exercise my right as an American and walk up with my guns and say, I want a haircut.
Yeah. Can't be inside around my kids anymore. Not knowing they are.
Yeah. Somebody come babysit them. God damn it.
I can only beat my wife so many times in one day. I swear to God. She's in
What am I
a
supposed to do?
coma.
Kill her?
What am I supposed to do? Murder her? Then have kids.
Yeah. It just, I mean, it just adds more. I mean, obviously, none of us like what's going on right now, but disobeying the orders of, staying inside are obviously going to just tack on more time.
It's not even the orders. What?
Huntington Beach reopened. They're allowing people to go fishing.
And Newport.
Yeah. My dad went fishing today.
Fuck your dad.
Hopefully it was in the mountains and away from people.
Yeah, of course. Go outside, guys. Just don't fucking hang around other people. That's all.
I know.
Yeah,
okay.
you can still go outside. Just don't go to the beach surrounded by thousands of people.
The things they're just packed. I'm like, I get going out. Like I said, I go out. I don't go around people. If there's, and it's not even like, here's the thing. So when I go out for my walks, yes, there's other people out there. You know what I do? When we're about to cross each other, I actually look and make sure there's no cars, and I step out and then go around them and I smile or say hi or whatever, acknowledge them because I'm a nice fucking dude, but I don't talk to them and I don't go near them and I don't touch them.
Yeah.
That's it. Go for your walks. Go fishing. Yeah, wear a mask, go fishing, do whatever. Just don't touch anything. Don't touch anyone. Don't be around people. Don't be stupid. And going back to what you were saying is like, it's not even about stay-at-home orders. It's just being not stupid.
Right.
Like you have to like people that don't understand or don't care. That it's like, no. The reason
people are going and protesting just straight up like don't care.
Yeah,
that's like the worst part.
Yeah.
I'm like, we're telling you not to go out because you're gonna get sick or get other people sick. Nope, fuck you.
Like, fuck other people. Yeah. I ain't sick.
I'll be honest. Some of the funniest memes I've seen are just because it's like everyone's like, my body, my choice to get sick. I'm like, oh, all of a sudden Republicans are pro-choice. Or
yeah, exactly.
It's like you couldn't have changed the verbiage of that sign to make it less stupid.
It literally said my body. There's some people protesting at the fucking the health clinic down the street, about abortions. Yeah. It's like, come on, guys.
And it's hard because it's like obviously, I mean, anyone that's followed this, we really are not political. We do not want to be political on this show, but gets to the point where I'm just like, these people are so dumb that it essentially falls into what Ryan's segment should have been or was, where it's just like stories about weird shit and stupid people.
Yeah.
Like, these are just stupid people.
Yeah, but you see, it's not even it hasn't become a rare thing anymore where we can just make fun of Florida. It's like it's happening everywhere now.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're all Florida now.
Yeah.
Florida.
Thanks, Florida. God damn it.
Motherfuckers.
All right, the virus started in Florida, not in China, guys.
No. The virus started in China. Stupidity came from Florida and then just came out and spread.
Mega virus.
Shit. Yeah, send me your hate mail. I dare you. All right, let's move on real quick.
We don't read it. It goes straight to the trash can.
Yeah. Something you haven't heard in a while, you guys.
Welcome.
What's up, everybody? This is Ricky T. Your Microsoft, Nintendo, and PlayStation. There's actually a really big expo going on right now for video games. It's called E3, announcing a new hardware system.
It's Ricky Tech News. What's up, Ricky? Goodbye.
Hey. Haven't heard that in a while. I'm gonna turn on a light real quick because it's getting a little dark in here.
Yeah, I was gonna say the lights changing for everyone. I'm so then I like my RGB lights, bro. They're fucking awesome. You guys gotta get on this.
You guys got like 10 minutes before I go dark.
Do you not have a light?
It's way over there. I can't reach it.
Can't get up. Can't reach it.
It's over, dude.
I can only touch it with my cigarette hand, and
it's just going down. It's getting lower every single time. All right. So I do have some stories today. Thought I'd bring some in and change it up a little bit. Why not? This first story I have is that Nintendo has says 160,000 users have been impacted in a recent account hacks. So for anybody out there who's I guess lucky enough to have a Switch right now, which is one of the things I've been. Well, no, the Nintendo Switch has been one of the many things I've been hard to find within these last few months due to the whole COVID-19. So it's now you're paying a premium if you can ever get a Nintendo Switch usually. Mm-hmm. And I've been thinking about selling mine because I'm like I can get some money for that.
Really?
Oh, you are literally still working. You need money. I mean, I guess it's a personal thing, but I'm like, do you really?
Why not, bro? Why not?
I'm like, I'm on unemployment, and Ryan. Well, I guess now he's working too, so whatever. But whatever. So do you
start getting those Switches, dog? Some street price.
Let me put it to you this way: the last time I was on unemployment, I was making more money than when I got this job. So.
I get it.
So anyway, the Japanese gaming company Nintendo confirmed today that hackers gained unauthorized access to around 160,000 user accounts since the beginning of the month. A statement says that the company responded to a wave of user complaints that started surfacing over the last weekend. And it was so at the time of this, everyone thought that it was something called there's a I guess a hack you could say called credential stuffing. And what that basically means is because we have so many different hacks that have happened throughout the years, there's so much data of all this leaked information. So things like passwords, usernames, emails, what people can do with that information is basically build these really big databases, run them against different websites, and just see which ones work. So, I mean, you can have basically a multitude of websites that say, hey, run all this, run this login information against these websites, and then let me know which ones I've actually gotten through. And that was thought at the time that this is what it was, but it turns out that Nintendo confirmed that it was something called the NNID, which stands for the Nintendo Network ID. It's basically just an old system that was used since the dawn of, I believe they said, what was it?
The dinosaurs.
No. No, one of the Wii U and the Nintendo 3DS was when this was first announced.
Yeah.
So that was like their first iteration of like a Nintendo login and I guess web service. And they kept it around. They since then have had new ones. But because of, what they did was they kept the old service alive and then kind of merged the two. And because this was like what I'm assuming like every major company is secretly hiding is really old servers running really old hardware and software.
Yeah.
That makes
somehow
sense.
These hackers found a way to exploit that information. So it's not, obviously if you're a new user for Nintendo, I'd say like within the last year, you probably don't have anything to worry about. But if you do have an old account with Nintendo, I'd recommend, changing your password and doing two-factor authentication, which is just strengthen your security and add another layer to your login. So anything like this can affect you.
Just so everyone can understand, like that doesn't really know. Like, how do you do like two-factor authentication? Or I know there's ways to like have a password generator or whatever. Is that what you're talking about?
So two different things. Two-factor authentication would just be like another layer. So you have a password to log in, and then two-factor would be another thing. So what I would use, or what I do use, is there's an app from Google called Google Authenticator, and what essentially does, if any service that basically has two-factor authentication, they allow you to basically take a picture of a QR code within the app. It has, and then every, I think it's like, I'd say 30 seconds, there's like a password that gets generated. It's always random. You never, it can never really be tracked. And at the time that you're logging in, you just open up the app. You see what the code is. It's usually about 6 digits. You enter them in, and then you get access to your account. And it's just another layer that, obviously a hacker can have your password, but if they don't have like the app or your phone, and it's really hard to regenerate that QR code that kind of allows you to add it to your app or whatever.
Yeah.
You basically having it so like, unless they have my phone, they're not going to have full access to my account.
Got it. So that's one thing I wanted to say is, do those get hacked at all? Like, have you heard of at least that happening?
The only way I've heard of is like, sort of possible. I mean, anything could be hacked. And I'm not going to say anything is 100%, unpenetrable. Yeah. But I have heard of a way two-factor authentication, which is you just get basically a text message with a random code. I have heard of people going as far as like hacking phone numbers, so that if they hack a SIM card, they put it into a phone and they basically have access to that phone number, so they can initiate that SMS code to go out, have access to the phone, and say okay, basically get that code. So that's still a lot of work. So I mean, unless you have people who really want to get in, I mean, like they could find a way
to use specifically.
Yeah, use specifically. But if you have a password, on a server somewhere, which has happened, I'd say, I don't know, thousands of times now, that there's been a really huge database leak or something.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just something that's going to be stored on their servers rather than on your phone,
Which one of the main reasons I'm like, I don't care is like my sister puts tape over her webcam. I'm like, why? Why would anyone care what you specifically have to do? Like, right. I'm like, as a dude, I'm like, if you want to hack into my webcam, you'll see me walking around the room naked, cooking, jerking off. Like, what do you want? Like, I'm not a part of the government. I don't work for a prestigious tech company or anything like that. Like there's no reason someone should be like, we need to see what Garrett's doing.
They want to try and extort, man. Extort your jerk off videos.
Oh well, that's only happened to you, but you walked into.
But
that.
It could happen to anybody.
It could,
unless you're covering your webcam, bro.
True. Well, actually, I unplugged my webcam, so that's fine, right? Because my computer doesn't have a built-in camera or microphone. So once I unplug that, and I only turn on the fucking mixer or whatever when we're doing shows, so there's no possible way, even if hacked, that anyone could see or hear what I'm doing. Not that it matters. Yeah. Going back to the fucking what I was saying. Like, what do you want to see?
Exactly. I mean, I feel the same way. I mean, obviously, I don't feel like I'm doing anything the government would want to spy on me. But I mean, it's just the fact that we know now that it's possible, and it's very easy to do if you have the right tools. I think, yeah, David, it's a long story that I think Ryan's gone through. I'm surprised you haven't heard of it. It's from a Humpcast.
Yeah, bro.
But I mean, we just now, there's not been a lot of information now that we know that something being hacking someone's webcam is something that could be very easily done.
Easily done, but I think we even earlier on was like, I kind of wish someone would be like, yeah, please, when my webcam is plugged in, it's mostly because we're doing this show. Please hack into it and spread that information. I would love
spread those butt cheeks.
Yeah, spread the butt cheeks.
Just try to practice. Obviously, if you have a Nintendo account, one of the things that happened with these accounts that did get hacked was just the fact that if you had payment information, which you use to buy games and buy in-game stuff, that was all being accessed, and people noticed that there was being unauthorized payments going through. So, in a sense, you obviously don't want people using your money. So, yeah, I'd highly recommend in ways like this to use two-factor authentication, whenever possible.
Nice.
So no one steals your money.
Makes sense. You're welcome, world.
The next one's not really super tech news, but I just came across this. It just happened not too long ago. I know the link I sent you is a little old, but if you want to show the video that's on there, there's a video that happened not too long ago that kind of leaked out of I think it was the U.S. Navy, where they basically essentially caught this a UFO, on camera. You can hear these pilots talking about it in the video, and just recently the government has come out and confirmed that is in fact real footage.
Okay.
So I don't know if you can share your screen.
I can. Give me 1 second.
But just in a time when things are crazy enough, the government also just says that there is confirmed UFOs out there.
I can't read that.
You don't need to, bro.
Don't worry about it. Should I skip to the video?
Yeah, you can skip to the video. So this is just these are pilots and basically, full on jets coming across these UFOs.
Yeah.
And it is basically their cameras that, obviously they don't have like full on, nice cameras, but they're using the cameras built in basically to, it's more just for like navigation purposes. But they catch these crazy things that we'll watch right here. We can skip ahead a couple seconds. Just kind of explaining like what we're seeing about.
Is that it?
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn that down.
Yeah, that ruined my ears. I thought the government told me not to watch this.
Hacking your brain.
So this camera is seeing some weird shape.
Yeah, it's seeing a weird shape. It's going, it goes from basically them, being on camera to jumping, at speeds that, as far as they know, aren't possible. So it's really, a lot of it is like their sensors kind of catching what's in front of them ish.
Yeah.
Like what a lot of these jets have is, obviously these insane sensors and navigation tools to show them, because they go so fast, what could be coming, and we just saw move out of frame right now.
The zoom, it jumped to light speed.
Wait, back up.
Yeah, what it's essentially doing right there when it moves out of frame is moving at speeds that are just insanely so fast that these sensors can't even track it. Which
that's like
these
following
sensors
it.
can.
And then wait. Oh,
and then boom,
it jumped to light speed. It's like
yeah. So these things, what these sensors can do is really track other jets. That's kind of what they go for.
Ready? And fuck you.
And yeah, there we go. Boom. One goes out of the way. One goes out. So there was more than just one right there. So there's actually two, and they kind of were going in formation, and then they basically split. In ways that the government says, we saw them, we tracked them, the guys. Here we go. Let me go back to the story here. So these clips were back in December 2017 and March 2018. That's when we kind of first saw them leak out. And
were they released?
They were leaked at first, but now the government has said that they are actually, the government never said, even though that they were leaked, the government never said whether or not that they were real or confirmed it. So it was at the time when they first leaked back, a couple of years ago, everyone just kind of saw it, thought it was crazy, and then just like any other conspiracy theory, it was just that. But now the government has actually said, no, this was in fact real, and that was real information that was leaked out.
So they didn't say it was a fucking testing exercise again.
Yeah, they didn't say it was testing. They said it was in fact an unidentified flying object. What you mean? It doesn't mean aliens. It just means
we don't know.
It was something in this. Yeah, we don't know what the fuck that was.
Yeah, that should mean aliens though.
Yeah, it says the Navy's transparency about the unidentified aerial phenomenon, or UAP, is largely done to encourage trainees to report incursions they spot in the airfield, which threatens pilots' safety. So that's the only reason why these guys called it in, because as they were flying, they thought it could possibly be another jet or even a drone. But because of the movements that it was doing, they just basically were calling back to their HQ. And
did they say how fast it was going, or how fast they at least clocked it?
This one doesn't say.
Okay, because that's one thing. Is it was going about 1,000,000 miles an hour.
But one of the pilots says that, my gosh, they're all going against the wind. And so I guess basically from what these pilots were seeing is that, they were doing things that essentially they never seen any aircraft ever do.
Yeah. Drone or jet or anything.
Yeah, drone, jet, pretty much anything.
What the fuck?
Yeah, which I mean, can you imagine being a pilot like that and just seeing that shit on your sensors? It's got to be insane.
Aliens. Alien. I wish I had that soundbite. Aliens.
Oh man, I know. What the fuck, bro?
Dude, okay, I don't have a lot. Actually, I learned how to do this, but like, still, I don't have a lot. This is my soundboard right now.
Oh, the X-Files drop.
And then,
X-Files drop. That was a good one.
And then, oh shit.
FamCast Media.
I just learned how to do this where I can change it to a different page, but I don't have a bunch of sound drops yet. I'll do it this week. How about that? Next week I'll have more sound drops. But I got other shot.
There we go.
I like this because it's like a little controller and I can do stuff like. Or,
shut your mouth.
But then I can switch it. But yeah, whatever.
Just another story in case you guys want some more crazy shit to go on in this world. Now there's aliens. So,
dude, I'd rather.
You got that now.
That's the time.
That's like one of the funniest memes that I really like is that there's like, it's like, January, World War III is about to break out. February, Australia's on fire. March, we're getting a fucking virus. April, world's canceled. Everything, and then it's like, aliens. Yeah, 2020 is just like a life changer, bro.
Come July, we're gonna have Cthulhu.
Bruh.
4th of Cthulhu. I love the apocalypse bingo one that's been going out. To be honest.
Oh yeah, I seen that.
I was like, I've gotten bingo for sure. At least on the I've seen. There's so much shit that's happened. But no, it's shitty. There's a lot of shit going down. But I mean, like, make the best as much as you can. I know it's hard, and obviously we're all going through different shit. I just found out one of my relatives got COVID.
Fuck.
Oh shit! No way.
Not anyone that you've met. But yeah, one of my mom's aunt. So. And that's only confirmed. There's another aunt that was living in the same living facility that we're all pretty sure is also because in those like homes, like if someone gets it, they all get it. I feel like they're all quarantined together, essentially.
Right.
So we'll see how that fucking goes.
Yeah, my grandpa's being real cavalier, and it's driving us all crazy.
Cavalier with like everything.
Well, yeah, he's like going to the store on his way home from work, and he's like not telling anybody. He'll just stop at the store and pick up some stuff, and it's like I keep telling him like, don't like stop it, like just tell me what you need to get, I'll go get it, like you stay home,
which is safer, but even still dangerous. Like that's one thing that
I'd rather I go out and do it than fucking him because he's not taking it that seriously.
Yeah, it does bug me like when people don't take it that seriously. Like I get it, we need stuff. So like I go out, I go to the store, but I wear a mask and I try and stay as far away from anyone as I can.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
they won't even let you go to the store without a mask now.
Yeah. Which is smart. At least here. When I was down in fucking Garden Grove, I'm like, none of y'all are wearing masks. What the fuck?
Because they're all white.
Really?
So I went to a few liquor stores. The liquor store people, like the people that were in the liquor store, they all had masks and like the fucking vinyl or plexiglass or whatever. But I saw so many people out and about that weren't wearing masks, just like hanging out. I'm like, oh fuck, okay, you guys don't give a fuck.
Just gonna roll the windows up.
Yeah, here I can't go. I can't go. Like there's lines to get into places. They only let like 10 people in at once, and like everyone has to have a mask. Yeah, and they won't even let me bring my reusable bags into 99-cent store anymore.
Yeah,
get that plastic, bro.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So we touched on a few things which I really liked about the movie news stuff. There's not really.
Oh, I forgot to say one thing I did watch this past weekend was the Beastie Boys story.
Oh, really cool. Shit! I gotta watch that shit.
What is that?
Man. So right now it's on Apple Plus, which I only got because I got the latest iPhone, and they were just like, "Hey, here's a year free."
You can
Did
rent
they
it.
just give that to you?
On
I think it's gonna come out soon to like the VOD. So,
Yeah.
but it's streaming free right now if you have Apple TV Plus.
Oh.
Yeah, so I did watch that, and it was really good, really cool stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a BC Boys fan, so it was really cool.
Me fucking too.
Yeah, I know you're gonna dig it too for sure.
Yeah. Speaking of Beastie Boys,
Favorite Beastie Boys song? Go.
me.
And me or you, Ricky, and D Rotten. What?
Mine's No
Sure.
Sleep in Brooklyn, hands down.
My Sure Shot.
I didn't hear what Ricky said. What?
Sure Shot.
Sure Shot, No Sleep for Brooklyn, and then D, Girls, like Girls.
Girls.
Oh, Girls. Girls was that? What, you guys remember? What was it? Was it? I think it was. Yeah, it was MySpace, and you can like put songs in that people couldn't stop. It was just in the coding.
Oh yeah. It was in the code.
I had Girls as my MySpace song for a while.
Yeah.
Back in high school.
Yeah, it's a really tough between I say Sure Shot and Intergalactic.
Intergalactic actually hold. Okay, so interesting thing. Intergalactic holds a little bit of a sweet spot in my heart because back in the day, like before, this was in the 90s. Like I don't even know. I was young, like early 90s. My brother, he had a camcorder that went to tape.
Nice.
And he would basically do music videos with his friends and stuff. And then he let me be in, because he's 7 years older than me. Like he let me be in one with him and his friend for Intergalactic. And it was one of my favorite things. And it's so fun to watch because it's like nowadays everyone does everything and you could fucking rewatch it over and over again. But back in the day, you had to fucking do a tape and like, look at it was a home video. Homemade music videos, and he had numerous ones too. He had Intergalactic. Wow. He did Landslide, but by the Smashing Pumpkins version. He did, he did like a whole bunch of those where it's like it was lip syncing, but it was also not just lip syncing, like he was playing it, but like just doing stuff and like making a little music video, whatever. And I was in the Intergalactic one as like a maybe 6 or 7 year old, and it was super fun.
Yeah, but those YouTube, bro.
That was I don't know where it is. I don't even know if it exists anymore. But that was one of my favorite things.
Snake snacks, dude.
What? I can't hear you there.
I said that'll be Jason's snake snacks.
He was good, dude. I'll be honest. Like, and he was on this. I think if he were born in this generation, he would be a YouTuber. Mostly because that's what he did when he was younger. When he was a teenager, he just videotaped him. He videotaped himself doing those. He videotaped himself doing video game runs. I remember he had the first PlayStation. He videotaped himself doing runs of Metal Gear Solid and Heart of Darkness. Those are the two that I remember. Yeah. But he would literally he would play through it. Anytime he died, he stopped the tape and rewound it. So it was like a run. You know what I mean?
Nice.
And so he would just have that. So like if you were born in this generation, yeah, you would fucking totally probably be a YouTuber. Like, check out my channel. I'm gonna do a
streamer for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So speaking of Beastie Boys, I have to do this 30-second promo video for the brewery.
Mm-hmm.
And, I've had to rewrite it 3 times, and I have now given up.
Why? What happened?
And because my first draft had like a Beastie Boys reference in it, because it was like I had this idea of doing it like a fucking like one of those daytime law commercials.
Yeah.
And then the last thing I was gonna say is so come pick up some beer this afternoon or something like that, and because every American deserves this right. The Beastie Boys fought for that in 1989.
Oh, nice.
So like that, and then they were like, "Well, we don't want to mention the Beastie Boys." Like blah 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 blah. I'm like, okay. And then so like I changed that, and then they're like, oh, it seems a little too abrasive, like the whole like like injury lawyer type thing, like it's like an abrasive thing. Like we want like an advertisement. I'm like, okay, well. Now I'm just like, I'm out of ideas. Like I can't even, like I've been sitting here racking my fucking, like I can't think of anything else anymore. And it's like I'm like I may as well. I want them to just write something and just have me do it, because I don't even want to fucking try anymore. Because like every idea I have is not what they want, you know. But they're like, but you're the idea guy. I'm like, okay, well then let me just.
Well, then you shoot down the idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like that is irritating.
Yeah, and the first run I thought was pretty funny, and then they were like, "It's funny, but it's not what we should do right now." I'm like, "All right, whatever, dude." So, but anyway, so I'm doing that, and then, which I mean, it is nice to have like a small creative outlet that I'm getting paid for, I guess. But it's like, is this what it feels like to be on a network TV show when all your jokes to get shut down?
Probably.
Yeah, probably.
There's that. Oh yeah, and then we didn't talk about the silver dollar thing. So,
yeah, let's do it now. Go for it.
Julian had this idea. Well, silver dollar is
Talk to the audience.
The silver dollar is almost like a landmark in this town where we grew up. So it's been there. So I've been there like 70 something years. There it is, right there. Nice shirt. Silver Dollar Saloon has been I think in this.
There we go.
There it is. There.
Money shit. Jesus.
Stop it. They want to save them. Anyway, so through this rough time, unfortunately, they've had to close their doors for at least, it's been about 2 to 3 months now, and whereas some places have been able to adapt and give things to go, like my brewery's doing delivery orders and to go orders now. The Silver Dollar's going. They might not be able to make it through this month, so they're trying. So they have a GoFundMe page for donations if you want to drop a couple bucks or whatever on that.
You dropped a link on this, Garrett?
Do I have
What?
a link?
Or I said, is there like a way to drop a link on this thing live?
I got it. Wait, are you talking about
The GoFundMe?
I have it right here.
Yeah, and then so on top of that, my brother Julian, who is the son-in-law of the owners of the Silver Dollar, is going. He came up with this idea to kind of do a sort of a telethon where we're gonna do a live podcast marathon.
Can you put the link in the private chat, Garrett?
I will. Should I do them private or the comments?
Or live, whatever.
So the goal on the GoFundMe is only $1,000, so it's not too big of a stretch, right?
Yeah, it's not far fetched.
No, and the goal is it just for this month or like I don't know. It's just what this Friday.
I don't know the logistics. I don't know really anything. I just they just reached out to me to help somehow. So
there you go.
I mean, I'm like, I can't give you guys money, but I'll do what I can.
Yeah.
I'll so it's we can blast out the links and all that stuff, and so I'll talk to you guys privately about what we're gonna do. But it's basically, I was talking to Julian, and we're gonna set up basically like a telethon for at least maybe like 4 hours. We're gonna do a live podcast from the brewery. I mean, from the bar. Julian and I will be at the bar live streaming and playing clips from my stand-up special, short films, and music videos that have all been shot at the Silver Dollar.
Nice.
I have a question about this picture. Do you have any information as to why they picked this picture?
I have no idea. I really don't. That's their team. That's their dart. That's their dart team.
Oh, is it? Isn't that your cousin?
No, he's not related to me, but that's David.
Oh, okay. That's your cousin.
We're not related. No.
Okay.
Those are the regulars. I don't know why they picked that photo. It's just like,
yeah, I looked. I was like, why is that the photo? But okay.
I really don't know, dude. I told you, I don't make those decisions. I'm just here to help.
Same. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, all right, well, we will help, but I'm like, Y'all have to make these decisions. We are not doing that for you, or not you, but them.
Yeah. So anyway, that'll be happening hopefully this weekend. I don't know. We're going to talk about it tomorrow. I'm meeting with Mike and Donna and Julian, and well, we're going to get to see what goes on. But it was Julian's idea, and I thought it was a good idea. And then I just was like, all right, yeah, well, let's do this. And I mean, I have over an hour of footage from edited stuff from the comedy special that I never did anything with. So now we can put it out, on live stream. And but the thing is, what I want to do is kind of I don't know exactly where all because I did it in sections, so I sent everyone else their sets, so I might have to have them send them back to me because I'm missing 2.
Yeah.
And then I got to reach out to. I know there's been 2 music videos that have been filmed there that I got to find, and then that short film that I was in, plus my commercial that we did for the comedy show. A lot of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, they've been, I feel like the times that we've been there, it's always, I feel like especially I'm sure you have too, it seemed like the progression of like from what it was to what it is now. And they really turned that place around.
They have, but in a sense, still kind of maintain the essence, and I think by choice,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I remember and they kind of say it in the description. I love it, where it's like they understand, like they're the neighborhood dive bar. Like, I think what is it? It's like a few of you, or a lot of you have been here, maybe before your 21st birthday.
Damn, not me. What the fuck? I didn't know that.
I was like, I think Ryan and I have drank there before that, and then I did go there
before I was 21.
Huh?
I think I might have been served there before.
I don't know if you should say that.
I was like, to be fair, there were different owners then, I believe.
Yeah, they were.
But the bar was there, and that's the point.
It's been there forever.
Yeah, it has been for sure.
And then I went on my 21st birthday, and I just got fucking schmammered. Yeah, I remember I gave the probably 30s. I was 21, and she was like at least in her 30s or 40s. I don't know because I was drunk, and I gave her my number. like full on, there's no reason that I should have done that. That was a bad idea. It was sober. It was a bad idea at all. But I was like, hey, I'm 21.
Yeah, she was easily older than you.
It's my birthday. Use these wisely.
And then you're like,
it's my birthday.
Sex with a 30-year-old.
How about I give you my number? She's like, my kids are your age. I'm like, that's cool.
Yep. And then he threw up.
Did I go to high school with them?
I didn't throw up in the parking lot.
You threw up in front of your house.
Yeah, I did that. But I was actually pretty proud of myself. I made it to 3 or 4, at least 3 bars before I threw up. I don't remember exactly how many.
I don't remember either. We were out all day.
Yeah. And it was a while. So I was pretty proud of myself.
Yeah.
But I still threw up. But I mean, if you're a drinker,
it's
first birthday should be that way.
My first birthday, you should throw up. Yeah.
If that's the route you want to go. But I was like, yeah, bro, legal drinks, let's go. You're buying me drinks, let's go.
Yeah. I blacked out and then woke up throwing up. That was my 21st birthday. I blacked out at the last bar, which was the Colorado.
My 21st birthday, you guys brought a keg on a Sunday, and I had work the next day.
That was the best.
I went to work the next day, hungover as shit.
That's right. Because we
had a meeting at 8 a.m. And my coworker was just like, "Are you okay? Your eyes are bloodshot." I was like, "Yeah, I'm good, dog."
You were still drunk, probably.
Let's get this fucking meeting going.
Didn't it? And we carried
it
back and finished it, I think.
What?
Didn't we carry that?
Was there even anything left? I thought it was empty when you guys left.
Yeah,
it was the bare minimum, and it's the stuff that you're not like. It started spitting. It blew up and it started spitting. So it was the bare minimum.
Yeah.
It wasn't even a full thing. It was just foam and bullshit. Because I remember I carried it home, which was at the time down the street.
walked home. We both walked home.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull it up right now. I think I have a picture.
Don't drink and drive.
No. That was the best part of all of us living within a few blocks of each other. Like we never had to drive.
Yeah, just walked.
Nope. Yeah.
Yeah, always walk. I walked home drunk from Ryan's house a lot of times.
I did it. Well, yeah, you guys mostly drank at my house anyway, so
yeah, usually your house.
Like we didn't go very far. Like, dude, I remember with one Halloween I blacked out and I somehow made it home here. I was living here at the time, and then I woke up and I had broken my mirror. Like, like I had you know what, like those full body mirrors, but it was a cheap one. I had it leaned against the wall. I didn't even have it hanging. So I guess my drunk ass, like in trying to get unclothed, like because I was like I still had half my clothes on, but like my foot went through the mirror, so the mirror was. So I woke up and my mirror was broken in half.
Your legs all bloody.
I had no blood, but my shoe was like in the mirror. It was like I was like, I don't even know what the fuck happened. My mirror in the middle of the night.
Good times.
Yeah, good times.
It's funny because I have these pictures somewhere. I just don't know where of that day.
Yeah,
because we brought, and that was back then. It was like we brought a keg, but it was a keg of like shock top,
which was fancy at the time.
Which that was our fancy drink. That was our fancy beer.
You're like, oh, this is some craft shit. Damn.
And we got it from Ramirez.
Yeah, Ramirez liquor.
Nice.
Cool.
That's funny, man. I forgot.
That was a fun day.
I forgot about that. I remember that being our plan the whole time too, because we knew that your parents were going to want to throw you a barbecue because it was going to land on the Sunday.
So we walked in with a keg and like, oh, okay.
Which they told me, it was just like, yeah, we're just gonna have some family over. So go outside and like, set up some tables and chairs for them for your own birthday.
Yeah. They made you set up a birthday party.
Yeah.
And we walk in like, sup, motherfuckers?
Party keg, and I was just like, oh shit. I'm honestly surprised my parents even let that happen. I think they just were just like, it's too late now.
Yeah, I mean, that was the point. We're like, we're not even gonna ask. We're just gonna show up, and then this is happening.
Yeah.
That was the best. I'll be honest.
That was fun.
I did enjoy that.
I can't believe I went to work the next morning.
Yeah, that's what we kept saying. We're like, you're not going to work.
Good luck.
I have to.
You're not. If my birthday ever lands on a Sunday, I always call the next day off. If it's during the week, I always call it. I always just like put in the next day. I'm like, I'm not coming in. It's the day after my birthday. I already know.
Yeah, I had like a shitty college, or like not a shitty college job, but it was like a college job at like a school. So it was like I didn't really give a fuck about it. But they also just happened to have a random staff meeting, like literally at 8 a.m. that day.
Yeah.
So I was just like, I worked 4 hours that day, and I was just like passed out. You just found me in the supply closet.
That fucking picture.
I can't find the picture. It's not on Facebook. It's probably somewhere else. But whatever. But I know it might be a MySpace, to be honest. But because I remember, it might not have been the day of, maybe a day after. So there was there are definitely pictures from your birthday, like when we came in with the keg. But I remember you going to this liquor store by my house and buying your own first beer. Remember that? And I think
that's right.
Yeah, you bought your own legal beer, and like he carded you and everything. I'm like, oh, and because you're the last.
He didn't even card me. Like he's just like he didn't card me at first, but I was just like, I asked him, I was like, oh, you're not gonna card me, huh? And he's just like, oh, if you're gonna mention it.
Yeah. That was cute, and I love that it was my gear.
That day, you forgot your fucking wallet, or what if you lost your wallet the day before or something like that? You didn't realize it until you're there.
Yeah.
I'll have to find those pictures, but I thought I had them on Facebook. They're probably on MySpace or some other fucking thing.
MySpace.
All
right, I really do gotta take a shit now. I gotta go.
That's little. How many shits do you take a day?
On average, 3.
Wow.
I take it the most 2.
On average, like 3. I take like 3 shits a day. Like 1 in the morning, maybe 2 in the morning. Like I'll have like 1 before and then 1 after my coffee, and that's when everything comes out.
How does that work though? Where it's like in the morning, like, do you not like finish your shit? How, like, cause I when I'm around you, your shits are at least 30 minutes.
Yeah, no. Well, I try because I try and get it all out at once, but sometimes I have like an aftershock, you know. That's why I sit on the toilet so long. Sometimes I'm like, it's not all out, you know. So then I'll finish up, and then I'll walk out, and then it's like, man, as soon as I start walking, like those bowels start moving again, and then I got to shit right away, like right after that. It's like aftershock, like I didn't get the whole thing, you know.
Uh-huh.
So I gotta finish the job.
That's so weird. Like I'll like literally how it works for me is I wake up, I'll chug a full thing of water. Like I keep shakers of water, so it's like 24 plus ounces of water in the fridge. So I'll wake up, chug one of those, and then almost immediately, I'll be like, all right, I'm good to go, and then I'll shit. I don't need to take another shit. Usually for the rest of the day, if I wanted to, or if I had a lot of food or something, I'll take one at night. But I haven't taken, unless I had like diarrhea or some other shit. Like I have not taken more than two.
I have some bowel issues, so I shit a lot.
Wow.
I do 2 on average.
Wow. What?
So I do 2 on average.
Yeah, two. I think 2 is healthy. 2 is good.
I mean, dude, on a bad day, I'll shit like 6 times in one day.
Shit.
Wow. 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 Wow.
That's what Ryan shitting sounds like.
Yeah. That's why on average, like half that. Like I'll shit maybe, like I said, like sometimes I'll wake up having to shit real bad. And that's what wakes me up.
I've had that happen before. It sucks. I'm like still tired, but I'm just like, fuck my stomach.
I'll be kicking my sheets off.
Let me sleep.
Yeah, just like I'll blast a terrible shit, and then maybe or maybe not go back to bed, or maybe I'll start making some breakfast and some coffee, and then after breakfast and coffee, I got shit again.
For sure, that's me after a night of drinking, 100%.
Yes. And that's the thing. I think it's because I drink so much that.
Yeah, if I drink hard, like I'll wake up, like my stomach will wake me up like at 6 a.m.
Yeah,
and be like, we gotta get this out.
Or if I go out for if I have like ice cream or something, dude, like clockwork, bro. In the middle of the night, like if I have ice cream before bed, or like even like a couple hours before I go to sleep, like. I'll wake up in the middle of like 3 a.m, like almost shitting my ass out, you know?
Yeah, that sounds like a bad idea. I don't do that.
Farts and like, dude, the room will smell like just because I've been farting all night.
Well, all right then. Shit. All right. Oh, I guess that's a good way to end it. Ricky, where do you want people
to follow? Don't drink all night. Don't eat ice cream.
Don't do it. Also, I don't know. I don't know. Stay home. I don't know if this is the same way with you. I understand my body enough. Me personally, not everyone's this way. I can't lay on my back or recline after I eat. Otherwise, I'll start getting runs. Like, does that make sense? Like, if I eat and like sometimes like I'll eat and then like we'll watch a movie or something, and like if I sit back, like I recline, I can't do it. Or if I lay on my back. It'll just like, what the fuck did you do? This is a bad idea.
Yeah, that's why every time I lie down.
I have to be upright or on my stomach. I can't lay down after I eat.
I can't be on my stomach.
It also depends on
sleep at all.
No, I can't.
I gotta sleep.
I don't sleep comfortably on my stomach.
No, I mean
I'm not talking about sleep. Just like being. Like I can't sit in a reclined position or lay down and watch TV on my back. I will start getting the bubble guts.
Yeah, I get the same for me. I don't really do that.
It also depends on what I eat. Every time I have Pokeball, like it's like almost instantaneously. As soon as I'm done, I got shit.
Bro, I miss Pokeball, to be honest. I might make a trip over there. I forgot about that place.
I just had one yesterday, and I almost shit my ass like right after work.
Is it still? Is it still the same? Like basics?
Yeah. Okay. Pokemon and Arcadia is still the same.
Those are usually like ready to go.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they should probably
call in my orders and then I just show up and pick it up.
Yeah.
See, I actually don't like places, or I don't like calling in orders for places like that because I'm always like, all right, a little bit more, a little bit more. I like to see them put it in the bowl
because you're an asshole.
Yeah. Same thing like Chipotle, especially the pizza Blaze and Pyology. I have to watch them do it. I'm like, a little more.
No.
A little more. No more.
I hate you for it.
No. I don't care, bro. If they're not like every time, like not every time, I'll be honest, but a lot of times they're like, oh, you want this? Okay. And they'll put like a pinch. And I'm like, in a corner, by the way, like not even like spread out. Just like this corner has that topping that you asked for. I'm like,
yeah, but then when you get into like double scoops, and then you start to complain because they want to charge you extra because you're like in fucking 2 servings by now. Then
no, I will not. I will not complain about more if they tell me. But I just like, can you fucking spread it out? Like I've seen them like, can I get some of this? And they just like drop it in a corner. I'm like, that's not how you make pizza. Like, just fucking spread it.
All right, dude.
But Poke Bowl, I miss. I might head back there at some point. It's actually it is a good time right now to go out and drive. Don't touch shit. But the gas prices are pretty low, and I like that.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, for sure.
I got a half a tank with $10 yesterday.
I haven't had
me too.
I haven't had to put gas in my car in like 3-4 weeks.
Nice.
Well, you're not going anymore.
That's the point.
Actually, I do have to drive certain places sometimes.
Good for you. All right, you guys. Thank you very much for watching.
Thanks for Christopher Walken.
Thank you, Christopher. Thank you for watching. That's bad.
I really hate being on the show with you guys sober. This is really annoying.
I'm
the only one that didn't have a beer right now.
You also are the only one that works for a beer company.
Yeah, I know, bro. What the hell?
I work at the brewery. I work mostly from home and then on the road, and I'm not there.
You're fucking up. Just find a way to get beer. I don't care. Like the rest of the week, I don't care.
Just start stealing from your company.
No, it's not even stealing. He knows it's not stealing. It's literally like his job, but just like make sure you have a beer on Tuesday. That's really it. And you're advertising them. You're literally giving their advertisement.
I was thirsty. I drank my whole growler yesterday.
Pick one beer that you're not going to drink Tuesday.
You got a growler yesterday?
Yeah.
Fucking Ryan's just like, I got a gold growler.
It's right here.
I gotta say this for Tuesday.
Right here, empty.
Pick one beer.
Nice.
And just save it on just for Tuesday. I don't care when you go in. Just make sure you have one beer on Tuesday. It's not difficult.
Yeah, you could have saved one beer full of that.
I couldn't, dude. I was thirsty. Sorry, it was really hot last night.
Dying of thirst.
You guys feel how hot it was last night?
It was hot, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm very happy that like I keep a fan just like blowing and whatever. Yeah. Either way. Thank you for watching. Follow us everywhere at Humpcast. You can follow Big Body on his Twitch channel
or Instagrams.
Wait, but your name's different. So Big Body.
Yeah, this is my Instagram handle.
Oh, okay. That's the thing. Are you posting shit on there?
I did my first post today. By the way, 420 is only because I made my account that day.
You have to explain 420. Good job.
I made it on that same day.
You're using the other account? You have another account.
My other accounts, I have a personal account, and this is my. I'm not gonna. Yeah, everybody follow this one.
Fun account. Your fun account.
It's public. Yeah.
There you go. And you can see our handles everywhere. Follow us at Humpcast. Good night. Good fight.
Peace out.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hit it already.
Oh, that was loud. All right. Cool. Bye.
Do it my ears.